and Spa. You building a new house, contact Jimmy Fay. He's got your stuff. The B-Dry system. Your basement's wet? Get a hold of B-Dry. Believe in 271. Nobody fights alone. Eric Kiefer, LUTCF, your local representative. George Kaler, Sales and Service. Liberty Affordable Housing. Rome Sign and Display Company. Nice Scoba. The men and women in blue, thank you for what you do. Robert Dix Insurance Agency. Contact Bobby Dix. Tri-City Lacrosse. 40 years of summer fun. Master Vito Hyundai. Contact the sales force. CRM Rental Management. The Clinton Tractor and Implement Company. Contact the Caledona family. Hello, Yeti Nation. Get down to the Bag Square Brewing Company, downtown Utica. Fay Farms. Where's the beef at? Contact Jimmy Fay. Family Landscaping. Make your neighbors green with envy. Contact Russ. The Black River Ale House. Where the Romans go. Dura Products.
Hello, Yeti Nation.
What's up, Greg Beecher? What up, Yeti Nation? What's up, everybody? Happy 29th of January. Wow.
Yeah, time flies.
2024 is here. Wow, and it's cooking. It's
Yeah.
cooking. What a great week of lacrosse. A lot of stuff going on, man. Whew.
Yeah, good luck keeping up with all of it, that's for sure.
I'm trying. As far as I'm watching a lot of lacrosse, and I'm getting scowls looked at me every once in a while because at midnight I'm still watching lacrosse. And are you serious?
Yeah. Yeah.
Charlie Burchin's playing, man. And he got in his first brawl. He took care of business. He took care of defending the grounds of some elder statesmen, and he held his own. Good for Chuck. Couple goals. Happy to see him doing well. They took an ass whooping though, but
I was
what?
just going to say, what happened though? I mean, I didn't get a chance to watch that game. Was it the defense? Was it the goalie?
How about I think they had 11 penalties, and they were in the box, just silly. They pulled the goalie. They came back in, but they had pulled the goalie because Kells wasn't holding his own, and they were just everything. I forget his name off the top of my head. 39-year-old
Crawford. Crawford.
Yeah. He was on the way to break Gates's records, and it was getting to the point where it's chippy enough where let's keep him off the field. He's good. We know what you can do. Everything he was throwing at the net, he could have spit and it would have went in.
He was on. He had 8 goals, 7 assists, 15 points.
Yeah, he was everything. Everything. His passes were money, but shots just boom in.
And it looks like they put Cam McLeod in, and he had 5 saves and 3 goals. So he wasn't in for very long.
He's definitely not their. That's not a bright spot in my personal opinion.
Damoud has he's had his moments. He's he's a pretty good goalie. He's got to be a little bit more consistent. But I mean, we're going to talk about him in a little bit. Speaking of good goalies, though, how about Warren Hill?
Warren Hill. Yeah, 2,000 saves he's got now in his career, and he's money for the Halifax, for the Birds, the Thunder. Yeah. Wow. They took it to Rochester, and they made sure that there is no old blood in Rochester. This is all new blood up in Halifax, no question.
Yeah,
they took it right to him.
Yes, it is. It's looking through that Las Vegas game, those stats are just rough, man. They just dominated is basically what it looks like. I mean, the fourth quarter, but at that point, did Panther City just kind of give up? Were they trying new things?
For Vegas, yeah. No, they were taking it to them. They were taking it all over. There was no stop. Plus, like I said, the chippy, There wasn't really dirtbag plays, but there was just a lot of the officials. They had enough of it, and they were calling, everything, and
Trying to keep
it,
a lid on it. But yeah, no, you could
oh,
expect 20. I mean, honestly though, 12 goals isn't bad, but you wonder how many of those goals they would have gotten if Panther City, if it was a tighter game. But
6 power play. They had 6 on the power play. So I mean, you're talking. I didn't see what the minutes were, but they were in the penalty box for more than a full quarter, a full period. So
wow.
yeah, you're playing 3 periods. They got 4 periods, and
Yeah,
they're
32
loaded for bear.
32 minutes.
Yeah.
It's
So you're almost a full half in the penalty box.
wow, yeah, so 32 minutes in penalties. Panther City had 15. So yeah, no, they had a full half. That is a full half. You get 30 minutes and a half. So they had a full half, the Desert Dogs did. Wow. Will Malcolm 10 assists. That's it's nice. But oh my goodness, yeah, that's crazy. But I mean that Colorado game, did you have a chance to see Coach Molosky's post game press conference that I posted where I just took the clip and
There's
said
no BS.
Yeah.
There's no BS. It's all good BS is what it is. Absolutely. I did see that. That's a great clip. Loved it. I loved
Yeah.
it.
Well, he basically held the team accountable, and he said they didn't play a whole game. He would he said everybody needs to step up. The offense needs to, the defense needs to. There was a couple of bright spots he had going, and
Yeah,
but
Eli McLaughlin, is that how
yeah,
you say it
yeah, for
for
Colorado.
Again, there's another kid that everything was just cooking. He had a hat trick in the first period.
Yeah.
First 3 goals were all Eli McLaughlin.
Yeah,
Huge.
he had a
Huge.
natural hat trick to start the game. That was pretty impressive.
It was very impressive. Yeah, and I thought that Vancouver, they had at the very beginning, I don't know, they called it a no goal, but I thought they definitely got screwed on one of their very first goals in the first period at 6:42. They called them in the crease, and I watched it. They only showed it like 1-2 times, and I'm like, nah, that was a goal. They got robbed on it. Coach didn't throw the flag. Should have thrown the flag.
Yeah, no, I think I know which one you're talking about. Yeah, but that whole, when you have a new team, or a new coach, you're running a new system. That's a lot different. It's a completely different setup essentially. You got a brand new coach in, they're running new systems. He actually has said that he felt like the team came in out of shape, and and you could see it. And now you're seeing he's criticizing guys, and he holds everybody accountable. It was
Everybody's
yeah. If you get a chance, check out their. They posted it on their Twitter. It was a nice little press conference telling everybody that they needed to get their act together, himself included in the coaches. He's like, we got to find ways to motivate guys and to make things happen that need to happen. So
It was a game, though. I mean, as far as other than the second period, they were there. Again, Eli McLaughlin, he was very, 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 very good, and Ward had some great saves.
well, when you look at it though, I mean, so they start the game, Colorado goes on a 3-goal run, and Vancouver only answers with 1. And when you watch that game though, he point blank said the guys weren't getting into the middle. They didn't want to get beat up. He basically called them all scared. And you saw it though, because their defense was on the floor the whole time. There was not a lot of offensive rebounds. They'd take a long outside shot. Dylan Ward looked great. Because when you look at and when you look at the shots on goal, Vancouver took 46 shots on goal, but like the coach said, a lot of them were for outside, and there wasn't a lot of. He saw one play. He was really happy Keegan Ball went through the middle, but other than that, he was very disappointed with it. And the best Vancouver could do was a 2-goal run, and when you start the game and the first half is 9-3, good luck coming back from that if you can't put a couple goals together. You can't play tit for tat at that point. You got to you got too much
to make runs.
Right, you got to make runs, and his team hasn't proven to be able to make the runs. And their goalie though. I mean, Aaron Bolt, they're struggling in net too. Aaron Bolt's not playing
They
great.
swapped them up. They swapped goalies a little bit too. They needed to figure that one out as far as
Yeah,
the goalie play.
Aiden Walsh didn't look great either. He made 12 saves,
No.
6 goals against compared to Bold's, 8 and 13.
And we were saying last week how Bold was. Wow, here comes Bold. He had a great game last week, and this week comes back, but gets gets the loss. That's what sucks.
So Josh was in Utica all day today. Did you happen to check out the Nexus Center, Josh? Because that place is pretty impressive.
I would love to know where I could find how to see where people are chatting on this thing.
They're you got to open the comments up.
Greg, that's beyond. Where's comments on it?
Public
chat.
Are you on?
I got it. I'm on it now.
Public chat.
Public chat. I just had to click it. We're on it now.
Yeah. No, I mean it's been a pretty tough year for Vancouver. They've had some bright spots, but you can't expect miracles in a year. And you look at, that's why I give a lot of credit to the Firewolves ownership. They have allowed Clark to rebuild that program and stuck with him and stuck with the process. And they had been really well rewarded up until last week, which was not good. But I tell you, Wrigley looked great there, and playing against Philadelphia, he looked pretty good again. That was San Diego, they struggled closing that game out. Thankfully, they made it through it. But I don't know. Did you catch any of that game?
That one's the one I did not watch anything on.
Yeah, I watched a little bit of it, and I kind of fast forwarded through parts of it. But yeah, basically San Diego came out at the beginning and cranked it in, and then Philadelphia tried to come back, but Philadelphia just needs to get started earlier, and they need more production out of their big guys. Resiteris, I don't know. It's hard to say you need more production when he has a good night. He's 3-3, but you really need guys to, they need other guys to kind of, who's going to be the guy? When you look through, they have 2 or 3 guys scoring for them. They didn't get, Blaze only got 1 goal with 7 shots. That's not going to win you any games.
Right.
Mitch Jones, 7 shots. Mitch Jones didn't get a goal. That's tough. It's that when I watched it anyways, that's what I noticed is they need other guys to score. They run their whole offense through a couple guys, and San Diego's too good to do that. I mean, and they took 60 shots. San Diego had 62 shots on goal. So Ben Higgins at the beginning of the year, it was a little rocky with Higgins, but they got to be happy with what he's been doing now.
I got to believe so. Absolutely. As far as I'm just looking at the stats now myself, and Austin stats for their big dogs are pulling through. Austin Sacks, Curtis Dixon. What more could you ask for? Kyle Jackson, huge.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, they're like I said, the Seals. They obviously just handled Albany. This game, it almost seemed like they were going to let the Wings come back into it. I don't know. San Diego does that a lot when they seem to stop playing offense when they get a lead. And if you have a team that can put a run together, it's dangerous. And unfortunately, Albany wasn't that team, and Philadelphia, I think, was that team, but it was just a little too late, and some of their big guys needed to score. But we've got a couple games that we've got the highlights of.
A little too late at the end. I'm telling you that I can't wait to talk about Buffalo, Toronto, just because some of their coaching tactics, I understand them. But man, if they would have left their goalies and not pulled their goalies, what's happening at the end of the game? Because they made a run, and that goalie pulling, open net shooting, that hurts.
That hurt pretty bad. And you wonder, did they need that for those goals? I mean, it's like, it's tough. Yeah, penalty here.
The game of runs, check. Man. That was a game of runs, and it was a great game to watch.
On the power play. And I mean, nice to not get a goal, I don't think anybody watching would have predicted there'd be 1 goal coming out of the first quarter.
1 goal.
Shorthanded goal.
And not that it was boring.
And it's a shorthanded goal, though.
Yeah, the goalies did a very good job. Guys were playing great defense. Shots were getting
both
off.
playing good. Matty
Just
Vince
some
looking good.
stellar goalie play. You had
Girls
2
looking
all-world goalies making great saves.
Getting down to
Yeah,
the
no, you
first
did.
quarter.
And special teams was a big deal. It was a bigger
Buffalo's
deal in
making penalty.
the Rochester game. We're going to talk about
Buffalo's on
that.
the power
Rochester's
play
offense
and
not being
trying
able to
take
score
another.
there. You see like the Rock'em Sock'em robot with Mitch
It's
DeSnew.
awesome. It's awesome stuff.
Buffalo's on
And,
the power
you know,
play
and back
Toronto
and
takes
forth.
on the penalty.
Yeah, Dane Smith just pushes them both in, sets
Power
a great
play,
seal.
Dane Smith over
And,
Kluche,
yeah, no.
Behind the
over
back.
Fraser.
BTB across. Frazier.
just buries
Good
it.
night.
That is so fast, though. I mean, when that
That
leaves
slash.
that hole to score, that's so hard. And you're going to see a beautiful setup again here, except for this time, Nick Rose is on
Goalie
it.
was there.
Yeah.
Rose. He knew it was coming.
Power play again. Nice shot here.
Yeah.
Beautiful reset. Kluche.
Boom.
Worked the ball around again. This time.
Well, they get the
Burns
reset.
top.
You know, that's
Rip
huge. You
shot,
got to get that
outside
rebound, and then
shot,
Josh
and
Burns
beats
shoots
him.
from up
So
top.
we've got 3 goals.
Gets his lone goal for the night.
Goals, no 5
That's a
5
great
goals
rocket right there.
for Buffalo.
And surprisingly so,
Less than a
he
minute
didn't have
later,
to be the high-flying across the crease kind of guy. That's where Buffalo stood up and took it into Toronto and said, "We are the champions still."
Yeah. Yeah, no, and I like Josh's comment that, just Buffalo only wins the games that they get up for. Yeah, Buffalo is a
great
very
changes that.
emotional team. I think it goes both ways, and they also take a lot of dumb penalties
Then
because
30
they're so
seconds later,
emotional.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
they definitely-
Robinson,
Yeah.
What a beautiful little.
This
feather.
goal-
What a great what Robinson's goal, just a one-hander over the top shoulder. What a great play.
Brandon Robinson with
just
one
all finesse
beautiful
over the
little
top
feather
and
over
just
the top,
dunks it.
And it's 4-1.
Just a little dubber.
And Justin Martin,
there.
less than 30 seconds later
Yeah.
on the transition,
Good
goes
stuff.
flying out. Beautiful pass from
And then this young
Cole
man.
Strauser,
So
and
we had a
they
chance to
wicked
film him
advancement.
at Nations Cup was the first time I saw him. And that's Josh Martin. There's 2 Josh Martins playing in this game. The one for Toronto, fresh Toronto player this year. Transition player of the year for the ALL last year, I believe. Stanford told me
Priolo's
that
gonna
one.
stay
But
down
yeah,
the
he's
floor
been looking good.
on the offensive
Honestly,
end. That's the
Toronto's
right
offense
steps
kind
up,
of
takes a
struggled
shot,
at the
and
beginning of this
Priolo's
game
just
and
there
for
to
quite a
get the
bit.
rebound. And beautiful
Whereas
soft
Buffalo
hands,
was
great
able to
man.
how about
Well-
that? The captain Priolo. You talk about, he doesn't come out of the front door, but yet he got 2 goals.
Yeah.
Just there to get the
Well,
rebound.
he's leading the
And
transition,
beautiful
kept him on
soft
there,
hands,
and
such
got
a
the
big
2
man,
goals. He almost
and
had the hat trick at
scores
the end,
me.
but he gave it up.
5-2.
Yeah, he
So
unselfishly.
Toronto's down on offense,
yeah.
swim move,
He
Matthews,
could have shot at that
Little
open
bit
net
there,
easily,
I think
but he didn't.
No, he decided to waste the clock though, and that's just the kind of guy. Yeah. No, he seems
he scores.
he,
the other
he's
rest is no,
there's a
to
reason
the
he's got the
crease.
C on his
I don't
chest.
know if he was
But
talking
this
about
one
Lucas
kills me
Crease,
too.
but
Littner
it
thinks
doesn't
it's a
matter.
goal. They're
He likes to
celebrating, and now he
play.
just
That's
walks off
Mark
the
Matthews
field.
Scores, but comes
And they
Buffalo.
pull it.
And instead
Yeah.
of
And then before,
Well, once again, but we haven't even said, why is their offense, slow? Well,
just buries that
who's
one.
back on the floor for the first time in the season?
Tom Schreiber, yeah, but how about
There
this
you
bounce
go.
shot from Nanakoke?
It's got that spin on it, man.
Such
That
a-
is so fast. You can hardly see it bounce. How hard is that as a goalie? Yeah,
such a
Oh.
beating play.
I'm surprised he saw it
Yeah,
all,
see Matthews
actually.
in the crease there, still more than
That and then
Right
so
over-
the problem with this one was
In the
Matthews stays
crease.
in the crease.
Yep, he was in the crease when he walked through.
the crease. They don't really show.
Dumped
him.
it
He doesn't
off,
touch the ground
Snuck
outside.
through, no goal.
Instead, Kluche, beautiful backhand pass.
Yeah.
And look at this finish.
Good
I-
play.
Nanakoke just
Gaultier,
buries it.
great.
It's a
Yeah.
little bounce
Didn't
shot.
score a goal,
You
but he
hardly
had
see
6
it go so
assists.
fast.
Yeah.
So it's now 6-2 Buffalo.
Banging the ball
Toronto
around.
on the offensive side. Vince doing Vince things.
Yeah,
Gets the first
Buffalo's
one,
on
gets the
their run
second
right
one, but
now.
he cannot get the
Nice
third
save,
one,
good
and a
rebound. There was
beautiful
back-to-back. There
goal
was
from
3 of them.
Littner.
And he finally,
Makes
on
it
the third
6-3.
shot, got that rebound and snuck it through.
Yeah, how
and
about
and
that?
it went off his shoulder, if you've seen that.
Oh yeah, he gets a piece of it. Here
Well,
we're gonna
that's the
6-3.
second shot right there. Here comes the third. He's got a piece of it off his shoulder and in.
There's not much room there.
So right
Dan
off the
Littner
face-off,
sneaks it
he
into the
comes
corner.
over. Priolo
Yeah,
wants the over
great
back
shot.
call. He says he steps over.
Great effort.
Just
Yeah.
Continually going
Appreciate
for
it.
the ball.
Well, he's
Love it.
continually going. So Priolo wants it, and that's just Snoo and Priolo, and they're going at it right now.
It stands up.
Yep.
They kind of start pushing.
So
each
then
other a little
they're
bit.
going to come down into the
Priolo
offensive
stays on
zone
and
here and watch that middle. Oh wait, you can't see my mouse pointer, but yeah. So right in the middle there, there's Priolo. He's going to get hit in the back a couple times.
Fence.
Yep.
And you see he gets a
Boom,
couple
boom. He's
shots
like,
in the
what?
back.
He's not going to call nothing,
guys.
ref. He goes and
Goes out,
sets a
a
big
little
pick,
and
works his way down, and he never comes down to cover him
Priolo gets his
until
feed
it's
from
too late,
Rod
and then
Buchanan.
by the
Has a
time
couple
the
of words
slide's
to
too
say
late.
to Desnu, but another beautiful
That's
quick
why,
goal.
you know,
He has 2 goals in the
keep your
season,
feet moving.
and we've
What
seen
a
him both
great
here in the last
cut.
couple of minutes.
Backdoored
So it's
him.
now 7-3
Guy never picked him
Buffalo.
up. Goal.
Yeah.
So you see Frazier Buchanan
And I love it. He had something to say.
He
working
definitely
the
did.
2-man game. Buchanan takes the shot. Frazier gets the rebound.
Frazier, what a guy.
Back up
Yeah.
to
Hell of a
Buchanan.
player.
Buchanan says, let's slow this down, work it around,
yeah.
guys. So Frazier
a
sneaks
beast
up
out
into the
there.
high slot.
They
kinda
had to
gets
get a
left
little
alone
nervous
by the
when he
time
got
the
hurt.
defense comes out. He
Yep.
rips the shot off.
What a ripper.
Nice quick shot. Nice
Yeah.
fast release.
And he just passed
Frazier
it.
heating up.
Points
Now
to it.
he-
I love it. Right after he scores, he's like, that was you.
So Toronto gets possession.
Little
Toronto
rugby
calls a
going.
timeout. About 24 seconds left. Start it.
Oh,
Soon as
yeah.
they get like 7 seconds, they start working their offense.
Now you
They
start
come in
seeing
and,
this one was
Yes.
just,
Ooh.
oh my goodness.
Ooh.
Tom Schreiber, and that's
So
what they
it's
were
8-4
missing with
going
Tom
back.
Schreiber. The way he works the
So
ball.
then we start the second half, and welcome to
He
the
is one of the
Toronto
best
Rock Show.
playmakers
Mizuka is going to score
ever
off
to
the
play
opening
the game, I
face-off.
That cross-handed pass.
Just battles
was
his way through,
fabulous.
gets it, and throws a couple fakes.
And then now
beats
it's like,
Vince.
okay, and then Toronto scores
Slade
right
gets
off
it,
the
comes up in
bat.
transition, gets it over
Everybody
General
thinks
Rogers.
Toronto's
Rogers
coming
hits
flying
Matthews,
back at this point
and
now.
he just buries it past Vince, hits it
The
short
run
side.
has stopped.
So Dane
And
Smith,
here we go.
pretty good hit here.
Boom.
What did you think
I-
about this one?
I have bullshit.
Calling a
I think
illegal
that was
body
a
check.
bullshit call. I didn't like it.
I think Buffalo-
square. The guy is turning into him, hits him square. You know, the only thing you could say is you hit him with
Good hit here.
one hand
I
off
don't
the
know,
stick.
They
But I thought he did a really good job of tucking his elbow down to make sure he
Yeah.
didn't.
hits it short side.
Yeah, and
Dave
I
Smith,
think Buffalo gets
pretty
away
good
with a
hit
lot,
here.
but I
don't
thought
know,
this.
They
I think
ended up
they,
calling
it
a
was-
It was
illegal
a
body
head jerk.
check.
I think
didn't
the
it
head
looked
jerk
that bad,
move.
but
I
you
think
know,
because he wasn't
safety.
looking at him, he looked back
Yeah.
behind him for the
on
ball.
the
But
delayed penalty, they got the extra attack.
I didn't like the call, but it is what it is.
Boards though, beautiful
Oh.
shot, and Vince with a big save.
What a save
So
by
on the
Vince.
power play
Great play.
for Toronto, Buffalo almost gets a shorthanded goal.
Buffalo
They've already
almost got the
one.
shorthanded goal on that
Rebound
one
pick
too.
up, and
Yeah.
now they're going to come down and show what they can do on offense.
Yeah, they
great
work it
ball movement
around.
here. You're going to see Small has on the far side. of the
That's
top,
so
Matthews.
fast. And
Matthews all the
Bushi,
way down to
he's
Bushi,
pumped.
and
He's
Bushi is
been
starting
pretty
to light
cold
up.
this year.
It's now
but
8
this
to
game, he
7,
started
just like
lighting
that.
up.
Toronto's back in it.
Yes,
He's
you can
feeling
see
it.
how excited he is.
Clark gets an unsportsmanlike.
Starting to
I don't
feel
know
it.
if it's- He says
10
something
minutes
or
and we're
what
running. Down by 1, 10 minutes left. What do
Yeah.
we got?
happens there.
I
but he
thought-
ends up getting an unsportsmanlike
I don't know
penalty.
what
The ref
Clark
down below
said.
calls it.
Clark said something back there, so they had the delayed penalty. Then they go on this power play.
Toronto not able to score on the power play. Vince makes that save.
But
Great
There's a,
outlet.
unforced
yeah,
error. They
that's
turn it
one
over,
of the
but
rare
Vince comes up, makes
the
save.
rare problems. But when you make a save like that, nobody ever
Yeah.
pays attention to it because
It's
if
a,
if
you know,
they score
unforced error,
here,
they turn it over,
he's
but Vince
completely
comes up,
like,
makes a
oh my
save.
goodness, Vince, what are you doing? That was it. But
Yeah.
instead, it's a non-issue.
So same power play.
Yep.
Steve Priolo, nice knockdown. He's got
Solid
a couple goals.
defense play.
And
yeah,
is able
that
to
was
knock that one
Priolo
down.
on
You
the
see Toronto's
knockdown.
not able to settle it. Shot clock's winding down. They end up basically just Schreiber leaves it in the corner.
Buffalo
You're gonna
gonna
kill off a
do
lot
what
of the shot
Buffalo
clock.
does.
I mean, but on a power play, having to leave the ball in the
Yeah,
corner
great
for the
Dane
shot
sets a
clock as the
pick.
penalty expires.
Ends up getting the ball back.
What a
and
pick right
buries it.
there. Can you
Short-handed
rewind that
goal,
for a
that's 2
second?
for Buffalo.
How that was?
It showed it right there.
Normally, with that guy
He
falling
gives
on
him
the
a,
floor, they're
2-goal
usually
lead again.
calling illegal pick.
Yeah.
That's how I've seen it.
Pick.
That's just a great pick.
And
Maybe they feel bad for
Great
the
Dane sets
call earlier, but he
Yeah,
does
right.
such a good job of not over. Watch, he doesn't extend over the top of him.
and Great Dane
He
sets
runs
a pick.
into him. He just stands
up getting the
back
ball
and,
back
and moves.
and
I think
buries it.
because he doesn't
Short-handed goal,
extend,
that's 2
because
for
watch, he
Buffalo.
just
gives
boop,
him a,
he's right there,
2-goal lead again.
and then that's embarrassing
Oh.
though.
That's just a
And this
move.
is
So
beautiful.
first he runs you over, and then he breaks your ankles and
Then you
scores.
break your
Justin
ankle.
Martin gets
Yeah.
beat, but a beautiful back check on Ian McKay knocks the ball back down.
Oh man,
So here, Rose makes a nice save,
and,
throws it out.
I don't know. Right here, I was like, oh, okay, Buffalo.
Smart play here
Watch
by
out,
Weir.
Buffalo. Here comes
He
Toronto.
just decides, nope,
Here
we're
it's
going to
coming.
hold on to it. We're going to give it to the offense. So Nick Rose is going to get an assist, so is Weir. But
Here
a
it's coming.
beautiful goal there
Another big.
by Dan Littner.
Vince just
Matt
completely
Vince
decides
just
I'm
decides
going
he's
to wreck
take
Dan
him out.
Littner.
Don't-
Doesn't even
don't
care
care
where the
about
ball
the goal.
is.
Don't
Not
Don't
even.
care about the
by
goal.
crease.
I'm taking. He's coming in at me, and I'm going for him.
Yeah, right here you can see because like the ball's up there and his eyes just lock on Littner's face, and he just yeah.
Whitner, beautiful
Thank
job.
you. Get out
Acts
of my
like he's
crease.
stepping in, drives down low, beautiful
Take your
speed
goal.
change.
Get out
And
of my
about 20
crease.
seconds later,
Yeah.
Toronto's back
Nice.
on the board. A beautiful
Oh,
pass from
so
Schreiber
close.
to Bushi behind the net. Bushi with a gorgeous dunk.
Yeah, that was a
So
gorgeous dunk by Bushi, and now it's tied up. And this is
He's
I
convinced
thought
his
for
toes
sure
aren't in the crease. He goes over.
Buffalo
he's telling him
was,
throw the flag,
you know,
throw the flag, throw the
they were
flag.
gonna
They
let
do.
themselves go
He's
into a
calling for
tizzy.
Flag. Oh, throw the flag,
And
coach.
it doesn't matter.
Come on, it's a
Toronto
good
on
goal.
offense. Schreiber's
No,
going
it
to give it
wasn't.
to Dan Craig.
It stayed.
Craig beats his man, gets by Spanger,
goal.
gets in, shoots it, misses the net. Bushi picks it up off the end board.
Yeah,
so
that
gets it
was,
out to Corey Small, and
that's
Corey
tough,
Small
too.
with his
And you could tell Coach was not happy
stick,
with that one.
buries it past Vince. Toronto has
Well, he
their
lost his.
first lead
That
of
was the
game,
second
10-9.
challenge.
Yeah.
So Toronto's going to take 2 penalties. They get one right there, 2 minutes.
Yeah, so there was
on
one
the
penalty,
delayed
and this is
penalty
gonna create a
while
5-on-3,
Buffalo has their goalie
because
pulled,
first
trying
was
to
the
set
cross
some
check,
offense up. They're
and
gonna
now
take
they
a
are clearly
5-minute
playing
major
with
penalty.
6
Yeah,
defenders,
cross-check to
and
face
then
Bazooka,
boom.
lays Fraser out.
So-
Stwyer
Right
on the first
Buried him.
holding, and then a 5-minute, which
Right
is
up into
easily
the gullet.
confirmed.
Yeah, that was an easy 5-minute call.
Definitely not an ejection. I think a lot of it also though happens with box lacrosse is it does slide up. You know, these guys are coming through, and
It does.
with that torso padding right there. It's a solid, and it just slides up. It
But
slides up.
I think what they're
You
trying
gotta
to do
control
is they're trying to make it, that's it right there. You just said it. Control it.
Yeah,
They are
control
holding
it.
you accountable for it.
Yeah,
Flo
keep it
didn't
off
do
the head.
terrible on the power play. They ended
And
up getting one goal at
that's
the end.
the
but
hard
at the
thing.
post.
Well, you know, as far as you got to
Rose
keep
makes
it
a
off the
couple
head.
saves.
Period.
It definitely
You don't want no injuries.
wasn't the best performance.
No,
even
no,
with
they
that.
don't. But that was
Boom, Rosie
big
comes up
save,
huge.
Rose. He also
But
missed
they
the
get the
pass, but
reset.
then
They did keep
unfortunately
Flo
for
in the
him,
offensive zone for the most part.
he was not able to
So
gather
overall,
up the
decent job
rebound
on the
like
power
Matt
play by
Vince
Nick
was.
Rose. Buffalo
And
had a lot
on
of
the 5-on-3
opportunities,
though,
stifle most
this
of
is huge for Toronto. That was a big
decent
save.
job on the power play by
Yeah.
Nick Rose. Buffalo had
Big,
a lot of
big save.
opportunities.
Right
Stifled
there,
most of them.
boom.
Big dive there. Rose to the side, and there's really not much he can do on this one though. Beautiful rebound comes right to him, and he has the whole net to shoot
Boom.
at.
That,
So you
yeah.
catch the defenseman weird looking down at the ball. Only
So
takes
they-
a second,
Doing.
and we're all
They were
tied
able to
up
kill
at
the
10.
5-on-3, unfortunately for Buffalo. Though,
So
in this
a little bit of
goal,
unsettled play, they're going back and forth.
oh my goodness, I love this goal.
He got when we're done talking about it, I'll let you know
So,
where I think
a little
that
bit of
is.
unsettled play. They're
That's
going back and forth,
fabulous.
and then Frazier
That's
with this one
fabulous.
just wow.
Yeah.
Never looks
What
at
a
the goalie.
swim,
Just
a great
gorgeous
swim. Eluded the double team. Here comes the body. I'm
Move
going to
over.
take you. He's got body. I'm swimming.
The top of the
But then the
defender and
embarrassment
knows where the
bang.
net
Ooh.
is. That's just from years of
And I love it. The defender still didn't even realize he shot.
No, he had no
just the
clue.
goalie. Just a gorgeous swim
I
move
just,
over the top
you
of
know,
the defender
well,
and knows where the
he's
net
still
is.
playing.
That's just from years of playing.
Oh.
He's still playing.
This is
I,
so nice.
So I played for.
So
I had Glenn
smooth.
Murkowski was
Spins,
one of our coaches
swim,
when we were
soon as that hand's
kids.
on the
He was a big AHL player. He played a few games in the NHL. He had a couple seasons, but anyways, he told
stick,
me
he's
once.
throwing it.
He said, in 200 years, that net is never going to move. And I was
Yeah.
like, huh. He goes, yeah. You don't need to look at it. He goes, they're going to be reading your eyes. He goes, if you look at the goalie, whatever, but
Wow.
you don't need to look at that net. You know where it's going to be.
Yep.
I was
It
like,
was a great move. Great move.
And
Oh,
Buffalo's
yeah, a
offense
Yeti that
just
does
continues
this
to stay
quite
on fire.
frequently in his younger years that you played with, Sikosi.
yeah.
Great ball movement here.
You got great defense. Goalies playing great on the post, and all of a sudden David just snaps one behind, and it's like, ow, how? And I loved it.
Yeah.
Goes from
This
Burner
one right
top
here,
down to Dane Smith.
that's
Nice
fast.
set. That's
Robinson.
huge. Tic tac toe.
Robinson
lightning
again for a
fast,
big
not
man.
much
And
you can
this,
expect from him.
just showing the finesse in his touch, though, with
What's
the
to
dip
do?
over the top. And then this one, too, just so
Buffalo-
fast. Usually the big guys, they always say they can't quite, they
Goes
don't have
on
the
a,
soft hands. They're just the big
7-goal
bully
run.
guys.
Basically, the
Yep.
entire
He's
fourth
definitely
quarter
proven that's
is
not the case.
scoreless. They
He's definitely can put
Toronto
the ball in
doesn't
the
get back on the
biscuit.
board till a minute
Biscuit in the
45, so they
basket.
go almost a complete
Yeah.
quarter without scoring a goal.
That was a great play.
Beautiful
Yeah.
goal from Nanakoke.
Yeah, so they go pretty much a
Frazier passes
full
it over.
quarter
Nice
with.
twister
They held
finish.
Buffalo scoreless
Kick
for
it over in
15
time
minutes, but
with
then
a little
Nanakoke
over
gets
5
him on the
minutes to
board
play, not
with a
looking
nice
good for
pass and a
Toronto.
beautiful goal.
It was a beautiful goal.
It
couldn't
was nice to
crack
see
Vince.
Nanakoke get on the board
And then
again.
Frazier comes
Yeah.
down.
Yeah,
Just
he was
steps,
2 for 2.
fires,
Yeah.
beats Rose. So now with the Frazier goal, 14
You know,
to
and
10.
at this point in time, what do they think?
when you
we
look at
gotta,
it, you
we
think
gotta
30
pull the
goals,
goalies here.
you
We
would
got to
think
get a run.
Well, especially
just steps,
All right,
fires.
so they scored
beats
that one.
Rose.
But
Yeah.
then
Now
watch
the
this
Frazier
save from
goal,
Rose.
14 to 10.
right here.
I mean, when you look at it and you think 30
Boom.
goals, you wouldn't think the
Leads
goalies
the
were
break.
playing that good.
Yeah,
but as
and
you
now
see
we
there,
should,
Rose made a
and
big
now they
save.
pulled the goalie. So, and I like that up top. I really do like where they put has not scored in this amount of time.
Maddie
That
Vance
is
made a ton
one of
of
my
big
favorite
saves. This one, and
stats
then
because
Briolo
you
gets it up to
cannot win a
McKay,
lacrosse game
and
without
here's their
scoring
first
goals.
empty net.
Yep.
But yeah, so
Yeah.
let's see.
The goalies were
All
playing.
right, so right now they've got an extra guy who is that small up top. But so they've got an extra player up top.
That good, but as you see there,
He
6 on
already
5.
could be changed. They're not benefiting from that 6th guy at all right now.
Rose made a big
He's basically
save.
there
Maddie
to keep
Vance
the
made a
ball
ton
from
of big saves.
ricocheting
This one,
over
and then Briolo gets it
Right,
up to
but
McKay,
getting you over and
here's
back.
their
With the
first
long
empty net
change,
goal.
the 4 minutes,
4
so
minutes
they get
ago,
the
they
two
pulled it
two
because
empty net
they,
goals.
You know, they were down by
And
4
like you
goals,
said,
so it's
that's
now
a killer,
15-0.
really.
That
Matthews
was a
takes a
killer
shot.
because all of a
Vince
sudden
coming up huge again.
something's going to happen, and
So Buffalo,
They're back
you're
in
gonna
this thing.
watch. They kind of struggle on
Yeah.
the clear here.
and it's
Blair
you know,
pass gets picked up by
it doesn't
Toronto.
take much. The
Toronto
runs
comes
you can
down.
make. They made that
Not
run,
able
and
to hit
it's
the
like,
net, so they missed
oh,
there.
a little
Don't get
bit
to
too
reset the
late.
shot
So
clock. We're
sorry,
gonna take another one here.
but what a good,
And same thing. They miss
great game.
high.
Yeah,
No
well,
reset,
especially Tom.
and
I
Buffalo
tell you,
picks
there
it up.
was. You
Goalie's
didn't
still
expect
out.
Toronto to go
He's sprinting
undefeated.
back. They ended up going
The
with
fact
the
that
other
they
goalie. Figured maybe
they
he's a little
lost
faster.
and it basically
Didn't
was
quite
those
work out.
two. I like how they put the other guy in, so Rosie wasn't running back and forth.
And
I bet. Well, that and
Halachuk
I'm
couldn't make
assuming
it.
that
Dane
the other
Smith
guy's a
scores
little
goal.
bit faster.
You think that's
Yeah.
the end of the game?
He's got a little more speed to him.
But they
And
pulled
if
him
you had
again.
left, you would have been
and,
sadly mistaken.
credit
because
to
it's about
Toronto
get
to,
pretty exciting.
so,
you
knock
can
him
see
off
Schreiber comes
possession,
down, gives it
essentially.
to Bushi in the middle.
This
Beautiful
play
behind the
too.
back
This is
finish.
what I mean. Is
Bushi,
Bushi
you're
and
thinking a
Schreiber.
little.
The fact that Bushi's starting to come out, you don't want your team to peak in the beginning of the year. The one thing I got nervous about was with Albany doing so well at the beginning of the year, we see this every season. Somebody comes out on fire. Halifax did it 2 years ago. Last year was Rochester's turn.
Yeah.
It's nobody. You can't peak at the beginning of the year, and you wonder if it's because
Too late,
teams
but
get
they bring it to
the
within 5
video
goals,
or whatever.
and
But
then they're
this
about to
play
score a
right
few
here,
more. Really
oh
makes
my
you wonder
goodness,
with
Tom
that,
Schreiber and Chris
empty
Bushi,
net,
that
if it
was
necessary.
pretty.
The
Players,
round
if
the
they would have
world
been able to go on this run
pass
if Buffalo didn't have the
to
lead.
the,
But beautiful
crossover
job and a
goal.
great
That
job
was
by
sweet.
Toronto making
Yeah,
the game
I mean,
exciting
so
still.
there's
especially
one
for all
behind the
fans
back.
getting the work and Schreiber back in. Bushi, and I think that with him just coming back, Schreiber just coming back, they got to like what they see here.
I
Him and
expect
Bushi
great
working
things
together
out of
well.
that combo up there.
And here you're going to see another
Because
beautiful feed from
Bushi's
Schreiber.
new to the rock,
Nice little around the world
now
behind
that
the back.
Schreiber's back in, yeah, there's
And
the around
Bushi
the
with
world.
the
So
twister
2 in a row.
finish. Wow, this goal was
2
gorgeous.
in a row. There's a minute
These guys
left in
together.
the game.
A lot of good things for Toronto from this game.
And you're getting goals like that
So
right
next
there.
face off, you're going to see
And it's not over.
Buffalo had possession. They lose it.
Well,
Creed
and that's
gives it to Schreiber. Schreiber just
Schreiber
steps in and rips it.
had
and Tom
not
Schreiber's on
scored
the board.
yet at that point.
Such a
And
close
now he
game
steps down.
at moments.
So that's
Game
huge.
Now obviously
He gets the
seems
first
what's
one on
gonna
the
happen.
board.
But good job, Toronto
Yeah.
gets the ball, and Schreiber.
That was a big play right there by that defenseman
gonna
because
team
normally,
now obviously seems to
if he plays that with his helmet off, they blow the whistle dead.
But good
So
job.
instead,
Toronto
he
gets
wisely just kind
the
of gets
ball,
up
and
and
Schreiber's
looks,
got-
and he's like, "I'm trying to get out of the play. I just happen to be standing in the way of where the
gonna
ball
just
is."
step in and
So,
rip another
smart
one,
play.
and Tom Schreiber gets out with 2 goals. So Schreiber
was
2
one
goals, 4
earlier-
assists, a
ooh,
lot
that
of
was a
great
nice
things. Seeing
shot.
him come back,
One
you know, you can only
earlier where
expect
the
him to
ball
get
went
better the
through
more
the
he-
crease, kind
But,
of similar
with a
in the
game
year
with
I
30
think you
goals,
talked
you
about it
wouldn't
with
think that
Albany,
goalies make
where the
that
guy
big of a difference,
didn't pick
but
it up
really
until
goalies are the difference.
it
So
actually
you look at 55 shots
through
on
the
goal,
crease, and then he
52
scooped
shots
it
on
up.
goal. And when you look at
And
the
they
difference in the
explained
score,
the,
it's a
the
2-goal
rule,
game.
but
You know,
it's
3 extra
interesting.
saves is what
Yeah.
Matt
And
Vince had
like
to
you
make,
said
and that
though,
was
so
enough.
now
Thanks
as
so much, everybody,
you
for
wind
watching.
down to the end there, with Priolo, I don't know. What do you think of that game? I think it was huge for Buffalo to be able to get that win, but like you said, when you look at those two empty net goals that cost them, Toronto, I don't think you're going to go undefeated. I still think Toronto's the team to beat, and I only put them above Albany just because the experience Toronto has. I mean, you've got Tom Schreiber, Bushi,
Schreiber
Rose,
coming back is
Matthews. I mean, you go up and down that lineup. They are missing Latrell Harris, unfortunately, isn't playing this year. I think he's injured, but it's that next man up mentality, and they've been doing good. They were winning without Tom Schreiber, so they are definitely the definition of the next man up mentality, I guess.
Well, Bushi's definitely going to be a very happy man, I think, with him back on the field.
Oh yeah, he's
No
got to
question.
be. No,
Oh, yeah.
no. I mean, Toronto, uh, they lost. They obviously got some stuff they want to work on, but really, it wasn't that bad of a loss. And to look at it afterwards and see that really it was those two empty net goals that beat them. It's crazy, but you can't
That's
let
your house, though.
Buffalo.
You can't Buffalo Bandit Land come into your house and knock on your doors and take your candy.
They
And
let
that's what they did.
they let Buffalo go on a 7-goal
Yeah,
run to start the fourth quarter.
yeah.
What are you
That's
doing? What are you doing? And it's just like the offense didn't seem to be getting the rebounds. The I mean they're very talented. When you look at all those goals at the end there might have been like one that you might have been able to be like, Rose probably should have had that one. But even most of those, man, they were freaking. There's so much
great
talent up
goals.
front.
And even still, same with Matty Vince. I'm sure he's sitting there scratching his head, going, "How did Schreiber just do that?" And then Bucci comes through with what he. There was highlights galore in that game. I know I seen you clipped a couple of them, and I was I liked it. I'm a Bandits fan, so as far as I was happy to see them go into Toronto and knock off the undefeated Toronto Rock. It was a great game to watch.
As
And
usual, the Buffalo fan base traveled amazing. You see the orange all over the place. I don't know if there's a better set of fans in any pro sport that I've ever seen that travels as well as the Buffalo Bandits do.
they do. They are a well represented Bandit Land. It's everywhere. Everybody loves to watch the Bandit Land, and when they play like that, how can you not? How can
Yeah.
you not? I mean, I had as far as 3 stars. I'm sitting here starting to think 3 stars per game as I'm watching these, and as far as my 3 stars for that game, because it's his home first game back, I said Tom Schreiber, no question. Then I got thinking about the game, and I'm looking at the stats, and I'm like, all right, well, Josh Byrne definitely had a very good goal, or a very good game, great goal from the outside there, and then he had 6 assists. So I gave him the nod for the number 2. But the number 1, and he wasn't the leading scorer, but Chase Frazier. The highlights of what this kid does as well, and that's not even talking about Dane and Coltier. He had 6 assists himself.
Yeah,
That's
Kuche.
not talking Dane. Yeah, Coutier, Coltier. My bad. It's the Noecker.
Yeah,
The tongue
Neckerism.
the tongue moves fast. But Dane Smith, Nanato, they got something rolling now. As far as you play solid defense, that was solid defense against a great undefeated team, and they did what they had to do. They came away with the W.
Yeah, no, their offense, like I said, they got points spread out all over the place, and Fraser really stepped up and buried it. They left it. Yeah, I don't know. I was really impressed watching Brandon Robinson. Really, to watch the way he bangs around up front. I think he's really doing good with this team because they've got so many guys on this team that can score, but to have another big body that goes in there with Nanacoke and Molosky talked about it. Where are you going to score goals? In the middle. Where are you going to get beat up? In the middle. You need a couple big boys that go in there and do what? Pick up them rebounds and do their thing. And Priolo doing what the captain does. He looked phenomenal. Couple of goals and just doing all the right things. It was I was very impressed with Buffalo's performance. It was just an excellent lacrosse game to watch, really. It was so much
It was
fun.
a fun game to watch. I know I was texting back and forth to you. One of those times I know tic tac toe when Buffalo was scored down towards the end of the fourth period there, and it's like, what a great game! All of a sudden we're texting back and forth as we're watching this because the plays that are being made, it was pretty impressive. Very happy to watch that game.
Oh yeah, the whole time you're sitting there, it's like, wait, what? That was nuts. What? Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And I watched. I was flipping back and forth between the two, but I had to watch Banesh score to take over 5th place essentially.
Yep.
And this game did not disappoint either. This game started early, so I started with this game.
Battle of the Birds.
Yeah.
Battle of the Birds right here.
But that's what a face-off guy does. I got to go back to my original statement, which is if I'm starting a team in the NLL, all right, so you're starting a team. You get the first pick, any player in the league. Who are you
Any
taking?
player in the league. Who am I taking? I'm probably taking I'm going Teat.
All right, see, I'm taking Jake Withers. He wins you the face-off he needs to, and he plays great defense, and he gets some transition goals. The way Nardella's been playing defense this year, I'm starting to edge more and more towards Nardella. His box defense has come up huge, but just like Withers, you just seen that face-off. He wins it, gets the assist, gets it up to Clark Peterson. Peterson had a great game. Oh, my, yeah. He was another one that played phenomenal. Yeah, Christian Del Bianco. Oh, I like that pick though, Christian Del Bianco. That is a tough, because really your goalie is such a big part, and you're always talking about a couple of saves. And Delbs is good for a few assists. It's a 4-4-5-6-0-3. That's Caudette.
That was my next pick as a goalie. You got to have a keeper that makes some saves.
Do you take your goalie first, or are you taking a solid defenseman that can get some transition points?
Myself, or are you talking to Josh?
I'm talking to you. Who are you taking?
Oh,
you still haven't answered who you're taking first.
My first, Jeff Teat.
Oh, that's right. You said T. I ignored it because that was such a silly pick.
Well, as far as he's young, and look what he's doing on the left side. I don't know.
No, he.
Not that I've watched a lot of the Riptide, but the games that I have watched, and from last year, the kid is doing nothing but getting better and better. Yeah. And it's going to be fun to hopefully watch them even more as the years go on. But the Thunderbirds, what a game.
Yeah, so Banesh. So Banesh is 39. So he's my age, but he's out there still getting after it. So he's got 14 on the season. That was his first goal of the game. Don't worry, he gets a few more.
He gets a couple more.
Yeah. No, the Nighthawks only scored, I believe, 3 settled 5-on-5 goals. Rochester's offense struggled. And I think that was a big part of it right there. I think Warren Hill really played good. And there's Peterson again. No, that was Armstrong. I'm sorry. So Armstrong's first goal of the game. He has been struggling this season. This is his first goal. Defensively, he hasn't looked the best either. This was a huge game for Halifax's defense. I think this was a statement for their defense. Graham Hossack, Tyson Bell, the whole crew played great back there, and Warren Hill looked good.
He looked good, but the defense, like you just said, between Kyle Walters and Ryan Smith, last week we were saying, oh my gosh, this is a great right side, and look at that save by Hill.
Yeah.
Double stacked the pads. What a great save.
Yeah. No, I mean, when the defense had lapses, oh yeah, this one was nuts. Hill, and if Hill keeps playing like this, oh my goodness, good luck to everybody else in the league, because I tell you, that is going to be a tough team to beat. So they end up taking a penalty.
Now, was it earlier in the game? I don't know where we are. I can't see the time frame.
This one.
But is this when the goal came off the mount? They were talking about, and I'm trying to think, maybe it wasn't this game. It might have been
No, it's this game. It's later, but watch how many times he knocks it off.
Yes, he does knock it off quite frequently with his feet. I was watching that.
So this was, and it ends up being not a goal, too, when they review the one here. But he almost gets beat on this one. This one bounces off the official, and he has to slide back over and 5-hole save. So the shot rings off the pipe, hits the official, and then starts coming over, and he just catches it.
Great save.
Yeah. Woo! Warren Hill, if he keeps playing like this, I think Halifax is going to be a very hard out. I mean, a couple breakaways. But they challenged this one, and this was a good challenge.
Stepped on it before it crossed.
they get so many views of these, you can usually find one. But then even they still have some inconclusive evidence, which goes to how important that initial referee's call is.
It's definitely going to be interesting. To say stuff like what you just said right there. I talked to Dave today, or excuse me, yesterday at the soccer game, and we can possibly work that overhead camera. We're going to do something with that thing this year.
Yes, I'm excited.
I am too. But yeah, getting back to this.
Yeah, no, I've got to get out there one of these days and go over some of that with everybody. But nice move. Yeah, Connor Fields. So this was like, it was a pretty good defensive set by Halifax. They knocked the ball down. They go, but just Connor Fields this time able to get by him. He's going to do that a few times. And this was...
He might be my third pick. I go Teat for my first pick. I'm getting a goalie the second pick. Maybe Rose. We'll go squirrely and go Rose. And then maybe pick him up for my third pick.
Rose
if he's still on.
Yeah,
if he's still on the board.
So that would be your third round. Here's Benesh again. Stotts over to Benesh coming off.
Stotts, a great game by him too.
He had a great game till he got hurt.
Right.
So here's his second goal of the game. But you'll see so many of these goals look identical.
Yep. Jammer getting stuffed.
Yeah, no, Hutchcraft, he played pretty good. I think he
42. Both of them had 42 saves. I mean, the goalies played well.
They did. I think Hutchcraft is surprising people. Ooh, number one defense off the boards is going to be Graham Hosick. What's up, OJ? So, what Owen probably didn't hear was you're starting a team, Owen. Who's your first player you're taking? Hosick is a good pick for a defenseman. I just like the fact that Withers takes the face. Oh, man, Hosick is a good point. I don't know. I'm such a huge fan of watching Halifax play. They just have so many guys that are that good. And now that Hill's now that Hill's playing like this, good luck beating them.
Boom. Making some great saves.
Yeah. And then look at that check. And that's Withers. And here he comes. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I still got to go with Withers.
Nardella got to be up there too, though.
No, Nardella is definitely up there. Oh, Theed.
Nice,
but there's Benesh again, and he is just...
lightning quick. Boom, boom.
And this is just where he lives. The patience, the poise. He just goes right from one side to the other, and he's, whoop, whoop, over the top, and that's goal number 3. That ties him in 5th.
Puts him in 5th.
That ties him for the 5th place all-time goals. But they took a dead ball foul on this one. I believe this was Dawson Theed. Everybody needs a Theed, but Theed takes some dumb penalties. Yeah, he's taking Delps and Superman. Yeah, no,
the ball. Yeah.
Halifax is going to be tough out if their defense can keep playing this good because, there's a gorgeous one. That's Stotts now on the board. And this is, the commentator said it, this is such a Randy Stotts goal, though. He just bowls his way in, gets to go over, smack on the glass. You can just see he is probably the happiest person in the world when he scores.
And I got a question with a lot of coaching in regards, this goes to...
200th career goal for Stotts.
200 for Stotts. Everybody is always saying, pass the ball, pass the ball, pass the ball, pass the ball, pass the ball. But a lot of the times, and I'll reference Dave Sikosi back in the day, where you work it all the way around, and that's when something opens up. And I understand, pass the ball's faster than the player. But sometimes you need a player like Stats right there to take a full run all the way around to open up an area, and that's what it does.
Well, right there.
Yeah.
So there's a prime example of it. You know, you draw the guy. Yeah, sometimes you do have a guy that'll run all the way around to try to draw the slide out. So that's Ethan O'Connor beats. That was a beautiful, just full speed flying. They have a lot of.
He got a foot on it too.
Yeah, they have a lot of 1-on-0s with Hill. They get stuck in. That's one thing.
They get beat out that door. That damn door.
That door is tough for Halifax. They there's another Stotts goal, but this one he hurts himself. You can see he's shaking his head. He's not right for the rest of the game. He's got something wrong with his leg. He goes back. He's on the stationary bike.
Well, it's called age, and he's already got some screws in the leg as it is, so they tend to tweak out every once in a while.
Yeah. That'll be Peter in the transition one day. I like it.
Nice save.
Yeah, here comes now. This is a new guy. Stamp really loves this kid, and that's why, because he comes up, sets a nice screen instead of
Perfect.
Yeah,
Perfect
just
pick.
the IQ for a rookie, and I believe this was his first game. He's been out injured too. So
you
this
can't
was his
ask
first
for
game.
a better play right there.
No.
Gave the guy a one-on-one with the goalie.
No, and
Perfect.
I'm a huge fan of that Ryan Smith. I love watching that young man play. He is a stud out there. He's a monster. He can put it away. He's starting to really come into his own. There's another penalty for 5 minutes on this one.
They
Thied
got
does a
him up
good
high.
job. He grabs right onto his throw. I'm not 100% sure it hit him up there. I think Thied knew what he was going for. But they reviewed it. They held it up for 5 minutes.
It didn't throw him out of the whack too bad.
No. No, here's another Benesh. And this is this goal. So when you talk about like why they get beat, watch what's happening right here. They're scrumming
Got
for the
the ball.
ball. There's 3 Rochester guys there. And where's Ryan Benesh?
1, 2, 3. There's 4 Rochester guys right there.
And where's Ryan Benesh? Standing back behind everybody, just watching the ball, and it bounces
Bounce
to
to
him.
Thank
And
you.
he puts it away. So that's right. When it works, everybody's like, oh my goodness, look at the patience and the poise. But when it doesn't work, you're like, get your butt moving. You need to fly up the floor. And it's just because right here, and he's not the fastest guy to run off the floor either. So if that ball doesn't bounce back to him, everybody's going to be mad. But when it works, man, it works. And then they bumped him into Hutchcraft. And Thied goes up and tells him, but now he's in 5th all by himself. And he beat a former teammate, so that was pretty cool for him to at least be able to play with the guy. So huge shout out to Benesh. I know my biggest gripe about when he played for the Firewolves was because he doesn't run off fast enough, it seems like. But there's Colin Doyle is who he just beat. So he's now in 5th place. He's still got a long way to go if he ever wants to beat Tavares. I don't think it's in the cards. He'd basically have to do another 20 years.
That's a longevity, man. That guy is.
I mean, even if this guy, he's got a
legend.
20-year career. But I love this interview, and this is kind of why I left it here, because he's just talking about, how the team what the team needs to do.
Yep.
And that they needed to capitalize. They couldn't be really happy with everything that they had. Yeah, got a whole other half, and that there's always room for improvement. I mean, and this guy just broke the record, and he's like, we can't think about it. We just got to capitalize on our opportunities.
Yep.
And lackluster at times where they're not going after them, and that's where they.
Thank you so much. Congratulations and good luck in the second half.
That's a good way, I would say, to describe Halifax when things aren't going well. It's a very lackluster show.
The birds are flocking.
Yeah, Armstrong coming up.
Work yourself to a better angle. He just kind of throws that right in the bread basket.
Even Shanks. Shanks.
Austin Shanks.
Shanks.
Yeah.
2 and 2. Guys are putting the ball in the net.
This is what I mean is like they came out in the
Great
second
ride.
half. That's Austin Thied right there. Everybody needs a Thied, but that extra effort, and then they're going to score on this. And you don't always get the goal afterwards where you get the highlight, but if you keep making those plays, that is huge. You know, they come up on transition, they maintain possession, and now, oh my goodness, what a goal. Peterson looked great.
That was a great play. And they
All
were 4 for
because-
6 on their power play.
Yeah, all because Thede, was willing to put in the work. This was a pretty easy call when he actually broke it down. You could see the ball was in the net before
Backside
his
of the net.
elbow hits. Yeah, they're not always this easy, but like right there, his hands are out of the crease, and the ball's in the net. Still out, yeah. So that's some of those views are amazing when they get it for you. It's like, oh my goodness, that's sick.
That is good stuff.
Yeah.
The camera guys are doing awesome work as well.
The camera guys, the production team, to get it up there fast. This is top notch.
This is good stuff.
And
Great stuff to learn from.
It's McDonald, not McDonald. It's McDonald. And he's a rookie. He had a great game. He gets hurt though. Here's Stotts going out injured, which is unfortunate for him. And they talk about the 2 power plays they didn't score on. Guess who wasn't on those power plays?
Mr. Stotts.
Yes. And they get him
Randy.
on. Yeah. So here's
Not
another
Randy.
5-minute
Up in the
penalty.
Joe.
This one again. Should it be a call? Yes. Did it need to be 5 minutes? I don't think he follows through that high. And they both
It
just kind of
doesn't-
turned into each other.
If you take a look at the size of the player, that's the other part. Is some of these plays, the players are so big that a small bend by the offensive player, and he runs into him. I mean, the top of his head's at his shoulder. What am I supposed to do?
Yeah, he's not happy with it. He's like, come on. And he's really not going to be happy here in a second
You're going to be sitting.
because they think they're going to score.
Big save.
But Hill comes up with the big save. Then the offense comes down. And, yeah, well, unfortunately for him, they were 4 for 6 for the night.
It takes a little crease. He had that corner and buried it.
Yeah. No, Shanks looks good. Like I said, Peterson looks really good. Shanks getting on the board. They had the big man Thede up there trying to, basically take Stotts' place. But there was quite a few overturned goals where, they just, boom.
Nice.
But the refs nailed it. No, this is what I mean. Connor Fields, too. At least he
Wasn't
kept
happy.
running, but he's like, come on, guys, that's a goal.
No.
And the ref says no.
No.
And then
Going
Shanks
back
is
the
going
other
to,
way.
yeah.
Let's go, Shanks.
They get a big reset. Bo Hunter had a great
Nice spin.
This attempt right here. This would have been such a cool highlight for this young man. So he, his dad owns the team, but it's Bo Hunter. He took the shot, goes, gets the rebound, passes it off. They get another shot right here. That's off Hutchcraft's face. He just barely gets his helmet on.
Barely missed it, but on the same play, though, Greg, is that defense should have planted him. Where's the, you got to make a statement.
Yeah.
Plant him.
See, there
Look
goes
at
the net again.
look, I was just going to say that. Look at the goal. There goes the goal. He kicks it off.
On the floor, so I'm going to guess it's too many men on the floor.
Yeah.
And for those who don't know, if the goal is kicked off like that and the ball crosses on a shot, it crosses that line. It's a goal.
Yeah, so now it's 5-on-3, and Ryan Smith just bar down. Boom.
2 goals on the night, but that right side wasn't nice. Keeps it hot.
That's at McDonald. He does a good job. Young man, fighting in the corner, just eats the clock away. Then they take the push, get it back. But going up and tussling against somebody like Thede, Thede's a monster.
Yeah, he's a thick boy.
And that was at one point you see him going up against. Oh no, that was a different game. Sorry, wrong guy. There's Bo Hunter again with the big shot, but this time doesn't quite go so well. They get the transition. Whoop.
Get him
Man,
moving.
Hill.
Great save.
And a great
Great save.
rebound though by Hassan. They don't end up scoring on this one, but I was like, wow, that is a hustle play.
Well, you got to have more than one goal during the third period. If you're going to make a run, you got to have more than one.
Well, he saves the possession here, but then this is kind of like, this is why I don't think I picked Connor Fields. Because he buries himself into this. Like right here.
You should have pulled out.
Yeah.
Back it out. Back it out. You're going into the quadruple team coming.
Yeah. And then, then they end up getting it. But he forces, when things aren't going their way, he sometimes forces things. And then there was another
technical, unnecessary.
That was unsportsmanlike. I don't know what the coach said, but the coach said something, and he is not happy. That is bullshit.
It's a good thing we can read lips.
Yeah, and here's just a gorgeous Peterson. That was his hat trick.
Over to Jamison, who finds Peterson in all alone, who buries his third goal.
Yeah, so there's his hat trick. He's up to 13, and that's so he's had a slow start, and he's still got 13 goals for the season.
Yep. Well, we're 9 weeks in, going into week 10. Good stuff is happening.
Yeah, it's starting to get the playoff hunt starting to kind of shape up. Did you see this one?
Yeah, I seen your highlight there. Nope.
Well, it's even.
Look at how did he get his stick behind his back like that? He must have got wrapped up a little bit.
He went through the crease, so he was trying to let the guy know he couldn't take the pass.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, so he just kind of ducks out of the way. Yeah, it was. But it ends up being, here comes a beautiful. Yeah, camera work is great.
Outlet.
But this is Ed O'Donnell, and unfortunately, McDonald, and unfortunately, he hurts his shoulder.
His shoulder, yep.
You won't see it too good on the first view when the highlight clips through, but the second one, you look at it, and you're like, oh, man. Which sucks, because this kid just come out, first game, he's been out injured. So, fast. Oh, and you'll watch the moment, and all of a sudden he looks, he goes, oh, I'm taking the shot. He looks over at the bench to see if there's anybody coming, and he's like, nope. But I like his shot placement, too, nice and low, so if the goalie does get a kick save, more than likely it's coming back out. Gives him a pretty good chance for the rebound.
I'd be willing to bet that he had that spin on there, where you twist your wrist over the top. I'm telling you, they're not that goal. If he doesn't do it, it's not going in because it's going to go wide. But because of the twist that these guys put on these shots, it's got to spin. It's coming in. That thing will take off a good foot.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And then here's a beautiful goal. Connor Fields, beats Tyson Bell, gets his own rebound, and comes in. And this was their second settled 5-on-5 goal.
That was the only second one. Nice placement.
Yeah, and even that, it was off the rebound, and you had guys breaking for Halifax off the first shot. Yeah, he ended up with. Yeah, I don't know. I like Connor Fields. I definitely am not picking him that high up, though.
No, as far as I'm just being.
I know what you're saying. He is a great player, but he'll looking good if he'll. If he'll.
You're gonna take you're gonna leave a Schreiber on the field or on the non-pick versus Connor. Yeah, come on, Noecker.
Yeah.
Shut your pie hole.
So this kid's on his first ever game, and he gets one of the heavyweights from the league come over, grab his helmet off. And this, he goes over, takes the kid's helmet off, doesn't take his off, and he throws a couple so he throws two uppercuts. Yeah, that one, the first one misses under, the second one clears just over the top, but man, that would have hurt.
Well, those two jabs with the shirt and the fist there, he got a couple on the jaw there.
Yeah.
Happens. Birds are clucking.
Yeah.
The jammer getting in there, a little face wash. Got to make sure everybody knows.
9 minutes and change.
Oh, yeah. No, but so he takes quite a long penalty for this. Yeah, Theed goes up and tells him how much he appreciates him. You love it. He chases everybody around, too. He says, come here, kid.
You stupid little.
Yeah, stop messing with Peterson. You're not going after that guy. If you want to fight, here I am. And I think if he had taken his helmet off after he'd ripped the kids off, or if he had taken his off, it might not have been the 5 minute, but
Right.
they gave him the 5 minute for it. So,
Well, he was clearly throwing.
oh yeah, he was fighting as far as he was concerned.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Warren Hill, nice save.
Yeah, he was able to shut Waters down. Yeah, no, like I said, if we'll find out soon enough if it's Warren Hill or if it's this Rochester offense. Were they shooting him at him? But like when you look at that one, it looks like a pretty good save. Same with here. You look, he gets his body on it. You actually watch it roll off his body. Yeah,
And
Warren
he's
Hill's
coming up looking. He's coming up looking.
I think Warren Hill's had enough of all of us talking smack and saying the only reason they're not winning is because of him.
Yeah, I think so. He's playing a fabulous game tonight.
That was a close one. Got by Hutchcraft. Almost made it through, but almost only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades. But I mean, just look at that. Picking it up and shutting. That's not, he ends up getting tweaked a little bit. But I mean, this is not just somebody picking the rebound up. This is Cutter Fields in front. With time. Yeah.
Did he take that one off the melon, did he?
No, it might have been up by his neck area, but I think he actually twisted himself.
It was his knee. Yeah, it was his knee that it was tweaked out a little bit. But yeah, I mean, look at he's nothing wrong with him. He's moving around. Look at him hopping. Bang, boom, bam.
Look at this guy. He had enough right here.
Throwing a punch.
Yeah, well, he comes up, and when this guy's falling back, he turns around and whacks him in the leg. So watch right in front. Right here, the guy's they're both gonna go for the ball, and he went past it, right? So he's gonna turn around and whacks him right across the calf. He's like, "Oh, you mother!" I am not. Yeah, it's 7-11 with 4 minutes left, and I don't care that we need a goal a minute. Right now, I want to fight you, Beto.
Yeah, you dummy. And it's still, 7-11, 4 goals. It can be done.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. Banesh, that's just years of playing. Gets that nice pass over to his teammate, saves the possession. Unfortunately for him, they come down fast the other way.
Nice goal.
Yeah, you don't really want, Banesh out there playing defense. A nice transition goal.
Down by 3 now.
But
3
again,
minutes left.
Rochester's 5-on-5 D looked great. They got to be very happy.
Yeah.
With the way that they played with Warren Hill. I mean, it was very
good knockdown.
Yeah. And then he
bad goal. Good goal, bad goal.
And that's, so he breaks the record and pulls a couple ahead. So now he is in 5th, all by himself. Nice.
One to boot.
Yeah. Austin Shanks buries that one. Yeah, no, that was a great game. All the games this weekend were awesome, really.
A great weekend of lacrosse. I know now that football is at the ending of it, there's going to be more lacrosse to be watched. That's for sure. And this week's got another whole Albany.
Did you watch Georgia? You didn't watch Georgia, New York, did you?
I did listening to the coach talking to the old guys. Listen, you old guys, you got to get off the floor faster. I'm like, they do. They, and not just them. There's a couple teams, you take a look at Halifax. They're a little slow to foot to get off the field sometimes. That'll burn you in the end. So the old guys got to move. But yeah, I think I did watch a little of the Swarm game. As far as there's too much. I know I got in trouble for watching too much lacrosse.
It's hard. It honestly, really, it just, Georgia's offense couldn't keep up with them.
No.
And the Riptide, and I think it's the Riptide defense. I really think I've said it. I've been watching all the Riptide games. I'm going to watch this game tomorrow. But their defense is just really, they've impressed me watching them. If Dunkerley can play consistent, I'm telling you, New York is the dark horse going in. They're the team with the worst start that I think is going to finish the best. I'm a big Riptide fan. I've been watching a lot of their games. We got a lot of games coming up this week. We're going to get to see is Warren Hill, because he's going up against some big shooters with Resetaris, Mitch Jones, Blaze Reardon. I mean, there's some monsters down there. Let's see, is Warren Hill and that defense going to be able to stem him? And now Philadelphia is on like a 3-game losing streak.
They need a W. They need a W big time.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Both,
I mean, standings wise, the teams are now you're halfway through.
well, there's 3 games Friday, so you've got that one, and then Vancouver, Georgia, same thing. Both them teams, you want to make the playoffs. Georgia just lost 3 in a row. Do you want to lose 4 in a row?
No.
That's tough.
No. Yeah, it's huge.
You know, and same with Vancouver. They've lost the last couple. New York, Calgary. This is going to be a great game. Calgary, I think it's more important for Calgary to win. I think New York can win. I think Calgary will win. I think they came off that Mammoth loss last week, and they're like, Buffalo, Rochester, though. That's going to be a great one.
That's going to be a big one. Another battle on the Battle of New York right there.
Yeah.
Who's the Western New York champion? I'm going Buffalo. Buffalo. I'm going Buffalo.
I will be at Albany. Are you coming this week? They're playing Vegas.
I would love to be there. I can. I have family obligations. My father's significant other, his wife passed away, so we're going up there to do some services. So unfortunately, I'd love to be there to say hi to Charlie in person, but family first.
Absolutely. Panther City, Saskatchewan. The Rush, I think, are in a must-win situation. I think Panther City's another one of those teams. They started slow. They've been coming on. They put it on, last week against Vegas. Can their offense sustain that? I definitely don't think they're going to score 21 goals against the Rush, but I don't think the Rush defense has been, all it's cracked up to be. So I definitely, it'll be interesting to see how Damoud holds up there with Panther City.
And you got to think also, a lot of these teams they're playing catch up as far as they haven't played as many games.
Yeah.
So, as far as being 1-4 with the Rush, you come back and you hit a couple good games, you could pick up, they got 5 games in. Buffalo is, what's Buffalo got now? They're 7 games in. So there's a 2-game cushion where the Rush got to hope that they can find the Rush.
Yeah, it all depends on the schedule. The Rush, I don't see them doing
a lot of turnover there.
A lot of turnover. It takes time to gel teams together. I think Vancouver's in the same boat. I don't see it. Calgary's got a doubleheader this weekend, home and home though. So Owen's going to get to watch 2 games this weekend. He's going to be right full of knowledge and information for us. And then Colorado, San Diego. I think this is a huge game. San Diego has had lapses in basically all of their games for the most part, where they've allowed teams to get back into it. I think if you do that with Colorado, they can make you pay.
The Mammoth they're making their move.
Yeah.
They're starting to wake up like every the last how many years now? 3 years?
Yeah. No, that's what they do. That's just the Riptide. They don't want to start the season until January. They're done with December. They're not going to play any more games in December. And same with the Mammoth. They're good too. They'll take the whole beginning of the season off. We'll just forfeit the games and take some more rest time.
It's good stuff. Beecher, you know how long we've been doing this?
I just realized that. An hour and 15 minutes, Paul. We got to go to bed.
It's bedtime. Yeti Nation. More information next week on the NLL. And we have some big news coming up with some Yeti 2024.
Woo!
Oh, baby.
Hello, Yeti Nation. Get down to the Bag Square Brewing Company, downtown Utica. Fay Farms. Where's the beef at? Contact Jimmy Fay. Family Landscaping. Make your neighbors green with envy. Contact Russ. The Black River Ale House, where the Romans go. Dura Products. Who's got the pipe? Jimmy Fay's got the pipe. Contact Jimmy Fay for irrigation, drainage, pool, and spa. You building a new house? Contact Jimmy Fay. He's got your stuff. The B-Dry system. Your basement's wet? Get a hold of B-Dry. Believe in 271. Nobody fights alone. Eric Kiefer, LUTCF, your local representative. George Kaler, Sales and Service. Liberty Affordable Housing. Rome Sign and Display Company. Nice Scoba. The men and women in blue, thank you for what you do. Robert Dix Insurance Agency. Contact Bobby Dix. Tri-City Lacrosse. 40 years of summer fun. Master Vito Hyundai. Contact the sales force. CRM Rental Management. The Clinton Tractor and Implement Company. Contact the Caledona family. Hello, Yeti Nation. Get down to the Bag Square Brewing Company, downtown Utica. Bay Farms. Where's the beef at?